Hi, I'm Anastasia and welcome to Inkwell Games. In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how I approach solving this week's Monday Start puzzle. Feel free to open it in a new tab and solve alongside me if that's helpful. So first, I tend to look for small regions. There's not a lot of particularly small regions in this grid, but I do notice that there are these two sort of five horseshoe shapes. And one thing I know about these horseshoe shapes, if I'm looking at this horseshoe, I can immediately X out this cell that's outside the horseshoe. Because if there was a star here, it would touch every one of these cells in that horseshoe, meaning there's no room for two stars. And then I can do the same thing with this horseshoe up here. And suddenly I have a lot more information. Oops, not there. Here is the inside of that horseshoe. And suddenly both of those horseshoes became L shapes. What I know about L shapes is I can X out this cell because it would touch all the other cells. And I'll X out this cell of that horseshoe, that L shape as well, which really narrows down these options. Now, if I'm looking at this region, in order to place two stars, there has to be one star here and one star in one of these. I don't yet know which one, but one star in one of those. When I place a star, I X out everything that touches it. Now I'm looking up here, there's only two spots left for stars in this region, so I'm going to place stars, cancel everything that touches those stars. I notice that those are the two stars in that row, so I can cancel everything else out in that row. Now this region, again, only has one option. Let's place a star, X out the cells that touch it. Again, that row is now complete, X out everything there. And I go on to look for other regions. This region right here previously was quite big, but now there's really only two options to place stars in that region. So I'll place the star here, X out everything that touches it, star here, same thing. Now this region became quite small and limited my options. Star here. Cool. I suddenly got through almost half my board. That's amazing. Let's see. When I get stuck, I can always go for a hint. Great. In this hint, the hint reminded me that this row already has two stars, so I can cancel this cell out, which gives me only two options in this region. Cancel out everything that touches. That's everything for this column. This region is now quite small. Both these two, this cannot be a star because if it was, there'd be no options for a second star in this region. So I'll make this an X, and the same logic is true here. That gives me only two possible options. Star, XX, star, XXX. Now let's check out those columns. This column is now full. This column only has one other option. Wow, great progress. Now this is a funny region. It goes from up here all the way down and around. So I have one star, which means I'm going to need one more star in this chunk of six. But when I'm looking at this column, I notice there's only two other spots for that second star to go, meaning that we're going to need a star here or here. I don't yet know which one it is, but knowing that there has to be a star here or here means I can't have a star anywhere else in this region because it's already full between this mysterious one and this one all the way up here. So I've canceled that out as well. Just scanning the grid to see what else I might be seeing. Oh, I noticed that this row is already full. So I'll just close out this cell. And now I'm looking at this region. And I see four open cells, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. I don't know where the star is, but I know there's one here. There has to be one between these two, so I can cancel this out. Same thing, there's one here, and I know there has to be one in this pair, so I'm going to cancel out everything else in this row. Whoa, I just noticed something else that I had missed prior, which is that this column already has two stars. Let's cancel that out, leaving this is the only possible row or star in this row to finish out that row, close out what it touches. And then now this region has three options. This can't be a star because there wouldn't leave room for a second star. We'll class that out, star, star, everything that touches those. This column is full. Fill out this region. Now this column is full. Let's look at this row. This is the only other option. Amazing, this column. Done.